NFT metaverses are on the rise, and for really good reason. These are fun social and gaming experiences that you can play together with your friends, and they give you lots of really unique aspects like ownership of the land or of the assets that you're playing with. Today, I'm going to go over my top 3 new metaverses that are emerging that you need to know about right now. Are you ready? Well, hey there, crypto friends. Thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking all about the metaverse. Metaverses! There are already quite a few crypto-based NFT metaverses out there. I'm sure you've probably heard of Decentraland. Maybe you've heard of the Uplift, which is on Wax. And there are quite a few other ones out there that are clamoring to get out there and actually be used, like the Sandbox. It's one of the big anticipated ones I talk about all the time on my channel. But there are a lot of other metaverses that have been popping up lately that have some really cool, unique features and are really shaping up to be pretty interesting projects. And so I wanted to put a highlight on some of these NFT game metaverses that you may not know about, that you want to give a check out. But before we get into all that, if you love gaming, NFTs, and earning money in crypto, that's right, earning money in crypto with games, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and smash that like button if you want to continue to maximize your gaming and NFT profits with me. Okay, so let's jump into all of these metaverses. These are my top 3 upcoming or brand new metaverses that are emerging, and they all have they're very different. All of them are very different. The first one we're going to talk about is called Treeverse. Treeverse. This is a pretty interesting one. It has a very RuneScape style, almost Ultima Online style look to it, and has some pretty unique aspects. All right, so here we are over at the Treeverse website, and as you can see, this is like it's a pixelated kind of metaverse, right? So you've seen some of these other ones, and a lot of them are trying to go more 3D or VR style, and Treeverse kind of went the exact opposite. They decided to kind of create this, almost RuneScape-esque. Or I actually like to think of like Ultima Online. If you guys remember that game, it was one of the original online first MMORPGs ever created, and so Treeverse has a lot of feel to that. You can see it's a 2D pixelated type of experience, and I think that I love the fact that we can get back to that. The NFTs can bring us back to this, even though this is these are graphics that have been out of date for a very long time. But like I said, I think that there's a lot of interest in things like this because of the gameplay and the investment opportunity you can have. Now, their original founders land sale has actually sold out, because you can actually have land in the Treeverse. That's one of the key components to a lot of these metaverse NFT lands, or they have them there. You can buy them, you can sell them, you can hold them for long-term value, or do something with them inside the game. And so Treeverse has that, and their land sale, it sold out, this founders land sale, and now the floor price for these lands is at about 1 Ethereum. So you see here, the lowest one you can get here on sale for buy it now is 1.17 Ethereum for a founder's plot in the Treeverse. So this game has definitely started to blow up a little bit more. It's less under the radar than the other 2 games that we're going to talk about today for these NFT metaverses, but still pretty affordable when it comes to these things. And there's some decent volume here, you can see, and the amount of owners is not bad either. About 3,700 owners, individual wallet owners of the Treeverse. So definitely one to keep an eye on in particular for upcoming metaverses. Now, the second one I want to talk about here is a little bit less known and a little bit newer, we'll say, but it's called Evaverse. And so Evaverse is a totally completely different style than Treeverse. This is actually a 3D style game. And they actually started this with launching a 10K generative PFP style project, and I feel like maybe that direction didn't work out as well as they wanted to, and so they've really I think pushed launching the game to be a central focus here. So you can see that right now you can still mint some of their first collection. I think that there's only maybe like 600 something left that you can mint, but if you look over here on OpenSea, the floor price is half of what the minting cost is. So, make sure you keep that in consideration. You can go and get some of these floor these floor heroes here, these avatars, and they're cheaper than what the actual mint price is. And there's actually quite a bit that are under that mint price. So you can actually look around and see ones that you might actually like to have. I don't see any with the mustache here. Oh, here's one with the beard, but I know I've seen one with the mustache. Where's the one with the mustache? But they have a bunch of different attributes, and but this is actually, you know, part of the game that they're going to have come here. And you can see each one of these avatars. It can be part of the metaverse that they're early. And looking at this very early 3D footage, it actually looks pretty good. Like the movement of the characters and kind of what's going on here. Essentially, you know, the Evaverse is going to be a social metaverse, and they'll have mini games you can essentially play with your friends. So you'll be able to use these avatars, the generated avatars, as your actual character in game, which I love, and you play all these mini games, right? And one of the other cool aspects of Evaverse is that they have you know, kind of a community DAO that's going to help decide the direction of the development of the game. And this is something we've seen quite often in a lot of games, but maybe it doesn't work out all the time as well as a lot of these games think. So hopefully the DAO aspect of this game does work out for them in the end. But I do think that there is quite a bit of potential here. And this game is already up on Steam, so you can already put it to your wish list. As you can see here, they have a bunch of screenshots and the same footage we were just looking at. You know, we're looking at this to hopefully be released soon. It says a release date of August 2nd, so they've definitely blown well past that. I'm not exactly sure when they're slating to launch this, given the fact that they haven't updated their Steam yet. But definitely something that seems pretty interesting, and a metaverse that is, you know, pretty 3D looking and pretty good in that kind of respect. Like, it has a good look to it. So that is my number 2, is Evaverse. So definitely check them out. And you know, they did have a sale here recently of their turtle companions. These are like companion NFTs, and they were only 5,000 generative turtles, and they actually sold out already. So I think that the price point on these was maybe a little bit lower. It doesn't say exactly what they are here right now. But these did sell out, and so there's a bunch of different variations and traits for them. So there is some interest in the game, and they do have, let me see how many owners they have here. So there's about a little over 3,000 owners for this project as well, and the volume is actually pretty good here in comparison to Treeverse. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a lot lower, I'm sorry. It's a lot lower. No, actually, it's actually a lot higher. So the volume traded here is 3.5 K. Yeah, so, and then this is 153, so a little bit lower in volume. So this is a little bit under the radar, but still definitely something worth checking out. So when we kind of round out the top 3 here that we're talking about, the last one that I want to talk about is Texotopia. And Texotopia is a little bit of a different focus. It's really focused on land ownership and passive income through those lands. And that's a lot different than the other 2 we've talked about here already. And so how it kind of works is you have these Texotopes, and you know, each one is very unique and has different resources on the land. And the land generates unobtainium, which is the actual in-game currency UNO, and it just launched on the Tezos deck, so you can find UNO there. But each land generates a bunch of different resources, and it does it passively. So it just every hour, kind of similar to like how our planet works, where you're generating assets kind of passively through kind of a passive type game. But the cool fact with this is that you can actually create new plots of land using some of that UNO and some energy, which is another resource there in the game, to be able to create new Texotopes, new lands. And then you can keep doing this over and over again, right, to create more and more passive income. Now, it's not cheap to get to that level. You do have to generate quite a bit to get there, but you know, it is a very interesting thing. And so when we look at what is going on here, you can see here is the map, and new Texotopes keep being added as they're you know, created here in the map. And you can see how crazy diverse they are. I mean, look at this crazy map. There's so much going on in each one of these lands that is become pretty busy, but very interesting looking map. Like when it comes down to it, this is one of the most interesting metaversal maps that I've seen so far. So and these lands are going for big money too. So if you look at the actual in-game marketplace, right, that this is a Tezos based project, so it is on Tezos. The other ones are Ethereum based, but this one you can see here on their in-game marketplace. The cheapest lands you can buy here are like about $2,300, about 450 Tezos to buy some of these very basic cheap lands. So people are definitely holding on to these. They don't seem to be selling a lot of them. If you just look at how many are on the marketplace in general, there's just not a lot. There's not a lot for sale. So there's only about 14 Texotopes that are actually for sale right now. And so, you know, getting in on this ground floor right now may make a lot of sense, seeing the price point that these are already at, and kind of how interesting the landscape is, and how you can claim your land and how it kind of works. You can see here as you create them, they kind of lock together, which is kind of interesting. And, you know, so yeah, as they say, it takes 0.5 unobtainium and 50 energy points to develop one new Tezotope. So a very interesting way that they've gone about all these different metaversal projects. But these are all these are my top 3 metaverse projects that are up and coming that I think you should take a look at. It might be a good investment to get in here on the ground floor and get in early. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I want to hear what you're thinking about metaverses. Do you love metaverses, or would you rather just invest in NFTs that are going to be used in games? Metaverses definitely have a whole nother kind of aspect to them. Usually like land ownership is involved, and there's you know, kind of a lot of roadmap, right? There's a lot of work to be done to get these metaverses off the ground versus just a standalone game. So let me know what you think about that, and if you're bullish on metaverses like I am, or if you are more, you know, a little more conservative and would rather stick to traditional art NFTs or just gaming assets as NFTs as well. Well, I think that's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.